There, and thanks for tuning in. Today I want to talk to you about the breaking of a pattern. One of those unconscious phenomena that we often endure and that we eventually come to work with. It's certainly kind of in the shadow, what some people, including Carl Jung, called shadow work, right? And we try to make the unconscious conscious. I wrote a little text about this. It's a little bit poetic, but it's about that experience, and I thought I would read it to you, and I hope it is of some value. So here we go. All right. Dear you, today I want to offer a few musings on the breaking of a pattern. A very tough challenge to endure, a kind of crucifixion or exorcism. My use of these terms is, not obviously, but it's more mystical rather than religious. You might have been feeling exhausted. You've been having a go at your life's projects for years on end, at times feeling you can't go on. Are we all meant to be stoics? And is the obstacle really the way? Well, life's delays are at least material for the artist. You'll give them that. Meanwhile, you pray for help, not yet aware this is fortifying your relationship to the divine. Difficulty turns life into a spiritual project. It's not an interruption, it's a substance. Like paint or clay or words. It's the non-optional part, the thing you work with. Resisting it is the optional part, which only makes it harder, getting in your own way, as they say. Then one day you catch yourself. Little by little, you begin to drop the pressure, not least because of exhaustion. Your way hasn't worked. Aimed too high or not high enough, carrying the world on your shoulders all the while. What is left? To loosen your grip. A doorway to ease and simplicity. Difficult only at first. Cornered, you forgive people and their shortcomings. Own up to your own. Recognize their need for solitude, for respite, even from you. Right there, your pattern weakening, subsiding, dying. You are adventurous enough to step out of the road you were on, the one leading nowhere. You would have kept going round in circles otherwise. Stuck, angry, punitive. Breaking up and falling out with whom you love. Giving life no choice but to echo more of the same in similar quandaries down the line. Only this time you get it. Mysteriously, wondrously, gracefully, you actually get it. After darkness, light. After damage, repair. After imprisonment, liberation. Scary, exciting, perhaps impossible to achieve it fully in a single lifetime. So no perfectionism, only evolution. Some order, but then some chaos. Not yet free, but freer. You are readier than ever to become a truer you. It turns out you, the artist, are after all the fine art, a creation designed to create. Eternal student in the school of freedom. Free from others, free for others. No more little covert wars. Not now. The universe is behind the whole project. And again, one more thing. The one thing you can always stretch a little more. Relaxing, easing into it. Clumsy but deliberate. Watching life being life. Relationships mending themselves under a loved-up gaze. Insecurities dissolving when you cling to nothing. Truth neutralizing resentment. A kind, mindful silence guides you. This is grace. This is you alone, but not alone. Shedding all ways, one by one. Shedding old ways, one by one. Anything that is not you, a sacrifice, a crucifixion, an exorcism, harsh words, but they fit. Impulses and decisions evolving at the right pace, season by season. A journey from impatience to patience. A life receptive to challenges, new stories on the horizon. Overwhelm will come again. You can't elude the night, nor whirlwinds. You lean into them like buffaloes into a storm. A new dawn is then possible. You know this. You offer praise, tears in your eyes, awestruck, a little ashamed for having cursed life so many times. What has your pain been good for? To help out. You carry an X-ray machine in your heart. No one with a hint of suffering will not feel seen in your presence. You bless, transmute, catalyze. You hint at new ways, eliciting light to shine forth through the very clouds someone is in. All because you know what it's like and got to the place in you where nothing is or ever was wrong. Embracing the unknown in you and in others. A sense of wonder, being at your most vulnerable, opened you up. Learning to trust our intuitive skills and the guided workings of the imagination. Scary sometimes, but you go with it. Energizing, a freeing narrative. You use a shock to your system to embody your transformation. Witnessing the hurting if it hurts, letting it be there until it dissolves. You know better than to linger on a state of alert and pressure. Not you. When a pattern senses extinction, it has you believe that all of you is going down. But you don't buy it. You don't run for cover. You endure the end of what was no longer tenable, no longer loving toward you or anyone. Chaos on the way to peace, catharsis, death, rebirth. You're here for all of it. So, thanks for being here. Let us keep going, I say. We have a knack for this. We can take the intensity. It's part of our mission on this planet at this time. And, I believe there's an urgency to doing this work, trusting the mysterious ways of the divine. I very much appreciate you being there. I would love to hear from you if you want to drop me a line, just kind of, any breaking of patterns that you yourself have experienced or that you are experiencing. And let me know. All the best, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.